Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome.
No.
Indie Book Breakfast Buzz. We are here Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, 9:02. Or they say, or as they say on my morning traffic radio thing, 2 minutes after the hour. I hate that. Like, what's the hour? I'm totally like not prepared. What is the hour? 2 minutes after it is fine. Uh, they're weird. You know what I don't like too? What time is it? Quarter past. If you don't tell me what time it is. Or you go from a nap and people like, hey, let's F with them. We're not gonna tell them what time it is. Let's unplug every clock in the house. Um, yeah. So, welcome everyone. Indie What Breakfast Buzz. We got a great show lined up for you here. We got, you can see some of our guests. We got Pedro. We got Gary. International show this morning. Uh, well, what's so funny though? I like the laugh.
I got a message request on Twitter that said, "It's time to stop playing and whip out those milkers."
Yeah, I mean, if it helps with ratings, go ahead. I mean, no, just kidding. Yeah. So we're looking forward to everyone likes milk with their coffee too, anyway. So, so here we go. I want to roll the intro, and we're getting to the show. Here we go, folks. Hang tight. Think about changing my name to Varian the Unhealthy. That's what my name should be from now on. I am Varian Grant. As you can see, I'm back on camera because I feel that I'm a little bit better. I feel decent. I feel like I'm at like 20% of where I should be. 20% out of 100, and that's enough for me to go on camera because I'm a camera whore. And no, I just figured, you know what? I'll put myself on camera today. Why not? I got my pretty fantastic four. It's nice and warm because it is 1 degree outside. It says it's 16, but the real feel is 1. And, I tested. I said, "Oh, it's not that cold." It's the cold where you walk out and you immediately feel it, and it starts to sting and burn, and you're like, "Nope, not I." And you go back in the house, and it's still cold in your house. Like the temperature ruins you. Like you're still nope. I don't even think. I mean, it's colder. I could put my food outside today, and it'll be better. For it's ridiculously cold here in Michigan today. So we are handling it the best we can. I got the Indie Princess here with me this morning, a rarity as of late. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm tired. I want to go back to bed. But yeah, I am Lola, your indie princess. I am the EIC over at indievault.com. I help out with Liberty distribution, co-owner of Last Call Comics, and owner of Shocker Comics. And I do a lot more than that, but too much to list.
Sorry about that. I was reading a message. Couldn't reply to it, but I will reply to it. So yeah. We are, and so Pedro, introduce yourself and then Gary.
Hey, how you doing? Okay, so I'm Pedro. I'm in Latin America, Panama, and it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit out. So that's like around 80 something, 89. So yeah, no snow. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm basically a newcomer. I'm doing my first campaign. I'm on the mailing list phase. It's called Tropical Magics, but I've been doing work for a lot of people in the indie community lately, ever since 2020. So yeah, guys, I'm here to show you what I've got, and hopefully you'll like and join my mailing list.
And who's next? Sorry about that, Gary.
Hi there. Well, I'm based in the UK. I'm the writer, artist, publisher, Underglow Comics. I started it all off a couple of years ago when I was furloughed from work because of coronavirus. I thought this is the time now. Might as well put all this spare time into drawing and writing, and it paid off. And I was able to quit my job last March and doing comics full time now.
That is awesome. Not many people can do that, but we do it
I'm
here.
very grateful to the fans.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've been well, I've been publishing for 12 years now.
Yeah.
My husband's been doing it longer than me. He basically threw me into comics.
Hmm.
So now I run everything now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't let him fool you. I take over everything. He's got the easy work.
yeah.
So who wants to go first today and show off what they got?
Honestly, I have some
And that.
errands to run. Like they throw on me. Like I would like to go first if it's not a problem to anyone.
That's fine.
Okay. So yeah, I'm coming today to present to you guys Tropical Magics. It's my first book. It's already finished. It's only missing the lettering. It's 72 pages with the prologue of story, and the fast pitches would be if you catch a Mad Max and you mix it with Cheech and Chong. And yeah, it's kind of like action comedy in a dystopian future. It involves magic and technology mix, and it's all of the things I've enjoyed in sci-fi put into one like pot. I cooked it, and this is what came out. So yeah, we're on a mailing list phase. We're planning the launch on February, and everything is ready to go. Everything's ready to go. I'm designing the page right now and looking at letterers. Like I'm still looking at two. I have two runner-ups to see who gets the job, and we'll make it my task for you guys to get the book as soon as the campaign is over. Like that's what I want to do.
Mike.
And I see you have a video here. Is it
Yes,
okay to
that's-
watch it?
Yeah. Before you play it, like I'm an animator by trade, and I've been doing this for like around 24 years or whatnot. So that's one of the things I've been doing for indie creators, mostly CG, because that's kind of like the people like vibe more with my personality and my values. And yeah, like I do animated trailers. So if you guys need an animated trailer, please feel free to contact me to Twitter. There's like my handle here. So yeah, would you please play the video? Thank you.
Sure. All right, we got your video right here. Here we go. Sharing it, right? Here it is.
Y llegó la que tenía que llegar. Lo que forman el pega-pega y lo que te ponen a gozar. Lo que ponen la calentura lista para que se fomente la gozadera.
This is the trailer for the campaign. I'm gonna have a bigger trailer, and yeah, guys.
Is that the music there? Did you do that, or was that
Oh, that the music is from a very famous band down here called Mecánica Informal. They're friends. I've done works for them, so I
Yeah, I know. I knew you were a musician, so I'm like, did he do the music too? That's awesome. It's all in house.
Yeah, no, I play more on the metal side, more
That's
so than salsa.
That's cool. Yeah, I like some salsa music. I don't know when that happened. But one day I found myself jamming out to a bunch of salsa music.
Yeah, I like it for dancing, but not for playing. So yeah, guys, I'm sharing my screen now, so we can see some artwork.
Yeah, right, bring it up.
See my time.
There you
Yeah. So yeah, this is the first cover. I'm still doing different covers to see what I like. Because as I like, this is my first book. I want it to be the best quality possible. And yeah, like this is like the style. It's a mix between comic book and animated design. So it's not like a classic comic book look. Like I'm not a '90s guy, and I'm not trying to be. You know, because I know most people are expecting that, but this is kind of like the art style, and yeah. The story revolves around these two guys, which is Juanca, the guy with the cybernetic arms, or like with the, or how you call that color? Like I know the name in Spanish, but Now I'm having a brain fart. Uh, not the yellow. The yellow and red is Miguel. The other guy is mine. So basically, they're two veterans of what's called the spell war, and they are basically both riddled with PTSD, but they use like humor to cope. So with all the power they have as magic users, they use it to as a construction company. So they go around like the dilapidated earth doing odd jobs here and there, and then when adventure comes for them, they just want to get paid. Like they don't have pretense to be heroes or whatever, but circumstances turn them into heroes. So that's like the angle I'm getting for this story. There's a lot of lore and a lot of things that went into the design of the story, but
It looks good. I was looking at the colors, and I'm sorry, I was making sure that I save it so I can go and hear me typing, so I can go to the. I want to definitely pick this up. I love these colors.
oh, thank you.
Character designs.
Yeah, I'm doing everything here.
Looks great, man.
Oh, thank you. I'm doing pencil things in colors, and I'm using a lot of what I learned in the animation field and translating it into comics. So I don't know. I'm very, let's just say, cautious because some things might not look like what people expect, but this is what I'm doing so far.
I think it's stylized in a good way. I like it.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've always saw like the first like pages, but nobody gets to see like the bad guys, and I think the bad guys need their. So these are the bad guys. These are the children of chaos, and they're named after Greek titans. So
That girl looks like me.
yeah, she's called. This girl's called Arachne, and she's basically like the great spider mother. This the skull. It's
Yeah, that's not me. I don't like spiders. Yeah, take that back.
Okay. And this guy's Orthrus, the skull guy, which is like the great dog, and this is Agriopas, which is like the first assassin. And yeah, these guys will give a hard time to our guys. And yeah, this is the prologue, like basically explaining.
Could you go back to that page 1 second? 1 second. I'm sorry. Now we're not on IndieBoat Radio this morning, but this will be on IndieBoat Radio Live. I want people to look at this, like this lighting here. You just look at the page and you just go past it because the lighting is done well. So you don't even, if the lighting was done poorly, you could tell. The lighting is done so well, the coloring is done so well in that night lighting that you just pass it by because it looks natural. That's very good work. I'm sorry. I just caught it and I want to bring that to everyone's attention who's watching.
Oh, awesome, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Great
Yeah,
work on
this is-
perspective as well.
Yeah, perspective helps. Yeah, I mean it's that's looking out of a window in a city center and looking over the rooftops. That's what that is. And they did it on a Dutch angle, which I want you to understand. When you do that on a Dutch angle, it becomes that much harder.
Yeah.
Now you're tilting the camera. It's I had a problem with Dutch angles for a minute in a comic, and my wife was like, "Stop it! Stop it. You're never watching Thor again."
Yeah.
Because Thor, the first movie, has, I don't know if they had a tripod in that entire movie. Everything is tilted.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. The first MCU Thor.
Yeah.
Tilted.
So yeah, this is basically setting up like the time of the story. So it's like the dawn of the 23rd century, and we're like technology-based society. And then magic awakens, and nobody is expecting it. And it's very like it's genetic, so nobody knows who's a magic user. So it was chaos. So yeah, I did a little like water magician killing everybody at church.
Oops.
Pyrotechnics
I accidentally
burning
hit
everything.
people.
What's that?
I accidentally hit people.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Is like the three main magic powers are gravity, water, and fire, and it would like explode everywhere. So the governments basically rounded up all the magic users and put them to sleep, and that was supposed to be the solution. But we're talking about governments here, right? So what they did was basically each one of them developed an institute to weaponize the magic users. So they created an army that basically ended up destroying the world. Yeah, like technology was no match for their powers, and they became power hungry and started massacring everybody. So in our story, these two guys, like nobody trusts them because everybody remembers this time. So that's why they have a hard time settling anywhere or having like a home. They're just like nomads, but they take it with a grain of salt. So yeah, like they get crueler and crueler. For example, like water-based magicians started like pouring blood out of soldiers just because they could. So yeah, I think I went a little crazy there, but yeah. Then they turned against the governments, like all-out war, and it ended up in a city in Mexico here called Chetumal, which is in Yucatan. I don't know. It's in the Gulf of Mexico, and in that battle, like almost 80% of all magic users died in a very weird circumstance. Like nobody knew what really happened, but the world was so destroyed that basically the UN created an AI, which is this being here, and she called herself Lore. Like he was a computer at the beginning, and then she built this like effigy of herself because it's basically a megalomaniac.
Yeah, gotta kill it.
Yeah, and this is the state of the world right now. Like if you live in a city, you're jacked into Lore, and she tells you when to wake up, she tells you when to work, she tells you when to eat, she tells you everything. And if you don't, you live in squalor. And these guys are living in squalor, so that's
She's
what you get.
she's basically a wife.
Mm, I don't know. I'm divorced. I wouldn't know about that.
When to work, when to eat, when to get up. It's time.
Yeah, I'm like Dubby. I'm free.
You're gonna be in a doghouse today.
I don't care. It was worth the joke. Damn it.
Yeah. So,
Can you hear the couch calling tonight?
I can.
Hey, our couch is comfortable. We got theater seating, so it's recliner and everything.
Yeah, I'll be good. That's why I spend a lot of money on your sofa, guys. You'll spend a lot of time there. I do now. The tropical magics. I like the name because it's catchy.
Thank you.
And the cover is gorgeous too. I like that.
Oh,
cover.
thank you. Wow.
So much about this book is really cool looking. It took me by surprise when I saw it. Looks really good.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
What I really like is that even though the girl is so small on the cover, she instantly pops out because she's got the only little bit of blue on the entire cover around it. That's such a good color work right there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Really well thought out, man.
Oh, thank you. She's the head of the resistance. She's a very important character because she's the one that gets the story going. When she meets the guys, she's just like, okay, these guys are powerful, and it's like, how much do you have? So she ended up hiring them, but they're so I don't want to say dumb. Let's just say it's like their personality is it's a combination between Cheech and Chong and C-3PO and R2-D2. So they're not naive, but they're just like, whatever, man. So in that attitude, they get hired. They ask for an exorbitant amount of money, and she says yes. So that's their motivation. But as the story progresses, they start to think, okay, what are we really doing? So they feel like way above their heads really, really fast. And that's part of the comedy. So yeah, guys, Tropical Magics. Join the mailing list if you like what you see. I promise you I won't disappoint you.
Yeah, I signed up for the mailing list. I can't wait to check out this book. It looks amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Tropical magics, and on top of that, you are. I know you don't have the campaign set. You have the page set up, but are you thinking about shipping international? Or I mean, I know obviously you kind of got to, but how are you doing your shipping? Are you gonna ask somebody in the United States to do it and carry it out for you, or?
Yeah, I'm using RJ from Critical Blast.
Okay, all right.
With distribution, I mean,
Good
shipping
man.
from Panama. Yeah, shipping from Panama would be a nightmare. Yeah.
I know I asked that on the other show, but believe it or not, some of the shows have different viewers. Some people don't watch Live Wire because they say we cuss too much. My mouth isn't ready for all that swearing early in the morning, so they figured this is a safe show to watch.
Oh, you should have been on Geekgasm last night.
I am
RJ
sure.
was on last night.
Now, my other question is: you got this book, and you're gonna do the international. You're gonna let Critical Blast handle it. Which, by the way, again, Mike Jimmy is going to Critical Blast. I always know when a package has been shipped by them because them in these really cool bags with the logo of the book
Yeah, yeah.
cover on it. And then they're also in Gemini mailers, also, which is a great time for me to plug Gemini mailers. Save yourself some money on Gemini
Yeah,
mailers.
I did my research, and yeah, RJ is offering the best deal for international creators right now.
So go ahead and go check that out. And if you want your own Gemini mailers, Volt10, use that coupon code on the Gemini Comic Supply website, and you can make as you can save some money and send your books out in style. There are a couple other, like I can't tell you how sad you get when you get a great book and it's been bent up.
I'm very. I've sold some artwork like directly, and dude, I go way over the Call of Duty to just send it properly packaged. Dude, that's just heart wrenching.
Yeah,
but there's a more close up on the main characters. So this girl's called Carla, and dude, I don't know. Like I started this journey in 2020. And I don't think I'm gonna look back. This is the rest of my life. This is what I want to do.
That's cool. I think that it's I signed up for Lola signed up for the mail list, so we'll definitely be getting this one. I think that it I can't wait to read it.
Oh, awesome!
And thank you for showing to us, Pedro. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was Tropical Magic.
Thanks for having me.
The link will be in the description of this video, so you can go sign up and check out the page. Sign up immediately, so Pedro knows that you're looking out for him. Also, people asking about sign up, saying like, why do I have to sign up, and why should I sign up? They're going to launch anyway and come back on the show. Well, the thing about signing up is that you now are in direct communication with the creator. They can contact you if they decide to launch a day earlier, a week earlier. Also, a lot of times they put in things that are everybody who signed up, if you come to this link, I'm going to send a special trading card. I'm going to do a special print,
And that's in the plans. I'm planning on doing trading cards or maybe t-shirts. It depends on how. Maybe the t-shirts are going to be a stretch goal, but there's going to be goodies for the mailing list signups.
I seen another artist. I'm not sure what his name. I can't think of his name or her name. But what she did for, I think it was a female. What she did for her comic was everyone signed up for the mailing list. She didn't tell them. But inside, when they got their package, she put a special blank sketch cover of her book in there. Everyone was signing through the sketch. And they didn't know they were going to get that. And she put a note and said, thanks for signing up for So that was cool. So listen, when you see those sign up pages, take advantage of it. Sign up because that way they know who you are. Pedro, I know you said you got to get out of here.
Yeah, I have to serve as a coolie for my mom. So thank you for having me, guys. And dude, awesome. Again, Tropical Magic, sign up if you like what you see.
Nice to see you.
Just back this awesome project. Look, Indies where it's at. So, dude, let's keep on
Always
working.
a pleasure.
I did send you a message on Twitter, so whenever you get a chance, get back with me.
Awesome. Yeah. Take care, guys.
All right, Pedro, you have a good one. All right. So Gary, you're next. You're last. That's good. So you're over in the UK. You're over there with our good friends, Glenn Fleming.
Nearer to me. Woo.
Yeah. And over there with Mike and Russ and just so many different people. Peter's over there.
Glenn.
First of all, I'm always amazed by you guys' accents. I feel like, but the problem is, I watch a lot of UK television.
Yeah,
a lot of it. I watch a lot of foreign television too, but just a lot of UK, a lot of BBC, and the problem is, I pick up the accent. And so I walk around and the phraseology. So I start using phrases here that people are like, what? Like, because for you guys, like, F off to the kitchen or F off back here isn't as bad a thing as it is here. Like if I tell someone here in America to F off, it's time to throw fists, right? We're gonna throw hands. If I tell someone in the UK to F off, they're probably gonna giggle and continue the conversation. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's almost like my son is very suburban, and the boy told me the other day, hey, if you were shooting, would slang be pop a shell? Not pop a shell, pop a shell. And I'm like, you can never go to the hood, son. They will find you out the minute you open your mouth and they hear that suburban pronunciation. My poor baby, stuck in the suburbs. You're gonna get beat up. But Gary, you come from where I should have been raised, the UK. But you know how the traders are throwing the tea in the water. I could have an accent too, but that got ruined for me. So
I think you will though. You got much better weather. It's raining here, and it rains pretty much all the time where I live up north in the UK.
It's 1 degree here. No, I'll take rain. It'll snow and everything here right now. But I mean, yeah, the seasons change. You guys get a lot of snow and cloud and rain and cloudy weather. Is that your art behind you? I've been spying that for a minute.
Yes, this is. I've got the actual comic here. It's Vampocalypse #1. Where's my camera?
You see that?
Vampocalypse #1 was the first comic I made. So I started this in March 2020 when I was furloughed from work. It took me until I think August to finish the first issue. I've never made a full comic before. I've worked in various art industries for the last 20 years, but this was the first comic. So I put this together. I wasn't sure if I was going to try and submit it to publishers or do it myself through Kickstarter. I got convinced by someone to try it on Kickstarter. It did fairly well. Then I released a few more titles. Yeah. So I launched a few more titles. I've got Jungle Captive, Model Behavior. This that you're seeing now is the current Kickstarter for winter specials for those 3 titles. And it's doing well enough for me to be able to quit my job and do this full time now. So I tend to put a new comic
here. Where can I meet her? Now,
yeah. So
go ahead. I was noticing that you got, there's a lot of prints, and that looks like some sequentials there too. These pages
so,
here,
so that you're looking at there, that mermaid thing. This is a free mini comic that you get if you spend over £50, which I think is about $65. You get one of these free mini comics, which is a preview of a comic that I'm launching in the summer. That's about a goth mermaid. I can't flick through it because, as you can see from the picture, the censored. I don't know how much you can get away with on YouTube, so I won't show you inside the comic.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, but yeah. So I started out on Kickstarter. Vampocalypse did fairly well. Jungle Captive did extremely well, and I was surprised by how well it did. I've had a lot of support with that one. In fact, that's the one that pays all the bills. The other ones I do because I enjoy doing them. So yeah, we've got these three titles, and I thought, why not try and put together 3 issues all at the same time and put them all on one Kickstarter? I mean, I'm the writer and the artist of all 3 issues. Well, all my comics. I do work with a colorist for some of the stuff. So 2 of these issues on this Kickstarter are colored by a guy called Chris Hall, who is actually in Michigan as well.
Okay. That name sounds familiar. I may know him, Chris Hall.
He goes under the name Fat Boy as a colorist.
That sounds more familiar. Okay.
Yeah, but he's a much better colorist than me. I color out of necessity. Chris is an actual colorist. So I tend to color about half my own stuff, and the other half Chris does. And it's working perfectly because it gives me more time to draw pages while he's coloring stuff, and pays both our bills.
Now they she's laying in the beach right now, so she isn't a vampire yet because they can't be out in the sun unless there's a Baywatch.
Can they not though? Maybe they can in Vampocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've bent the rules a little bit in Vampocalypse that I don't follow all the tropes that you normally see. So, they actually can go out in the sun.
Oh,
but not Twilight style. They don't sparkle in the sun like Edward Cullen does.
Oh, thank God.
I remember one movie, they said, oh, they can go out in the sun. They just look horrible when they go out in the sun. And I was like, okay. I mean, that kind of
can relate to that.
Yeah. Because I look horrible too when I go in the sun. Don't look at me. Unclean. Model Behavior. You got 3 books now. We can pick up all of these. I see that you got, and there's £6, but 9 in the States here. There's a PDF for the Jungle Captive Winter Special PDF edition.
Yeah. But, the three PDFs, they're £6 each, or you can get the set for £15.
Okay.
There's the physical editions. There's variant covers. With a lot of my comics as well, I do hardback editions. So this is Vampocalypse #3. So it was a regular comic, but I also do a hardback edition that's got the full contents of the comic, plus loads of extra material in the back. sort of like behind the scenes. I don't know how well you can see that. But loads of behind the scenes stuff as well. So I always do a
I could
hardback
have
for
brought that up for. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So these hardbacks, they've got loads of extra stuff. Like I do a lot of head sketches on covers on blank variants, so some of them are in there. I do like cover galleries of all the different covers that are in it, all stuff like that.
Now, have you ever had an
as
issue?
well as the comic.
You ever had an issue printing any of it?
No, not at
Getting
all.
it printed? Like I know of, like, Lola has a book that's adult themed, and
Oh, right.
there were no problems. A woman had to find a printer that would print adult material, and we were able to find one that was cool. And then for her other book, because it contained actual photographs,
Yeah.
like they were like, nope, we can't print that. We can find someone else to do it though. So she did. She found another printer. Only problem is they're delayed because her book she wanted to ship out like about 2 weeks ago, but we're waiting for those books to come back. So I was wondering, like, have you ever ran into a printer who's like, I can't print this, or are they all just like, yeah,
No,
whatever?
I did worry about it because the first comic for Apocalypse is an all ages book. It's I'd say it's like a PG-13. So when I started doing Jungle Captive, which is this one,
You ring it? Hold on.
that's I mean, there's no nudity on the cover, but there's a lot of nudity inside.
Mhm.
I thought I did worry that the printer might come back to me and say we're not printing this, but they never said anything, and they printed everything since. I use Mixam in the UK, and they've never had a problem at all. They've printed everything I've done. I'm sort of 17 issues in now.
That's good. That's good. You know, that's the problem always. You know, Mixam's a great company, by the way. And speaking of Mixam, too, we got a coupon code for them as well, don't we, Lola?
Ooh.
We get coupon codes for everybody. Mixam is actually giving folks $10 off when you spend $100. Coupon code CTBKGMMB. Now that is one of our use it first codes, right, Lola? That's one of our use it first codes. So the first person to use that code is going to get $10 off their order of 100 or more at Mixam, the smart way to print. Go check that out.
And speaking of sponsors, we just got a new sponsor this morning.
Oh.
I haven't set up anything yet, so it will be in the works today, but we did get approved for the sponsorship. It's a new company called W Energy.
Okay.
So we will be working with them now.
No.
Cool.
I like sponsors. They pay me to smile and hold their product.
They sponsor a lot of gamers and streamers and stuff like that.
I will sponsor. Listen, I've learned from a very early age. I was a model when I was a kid, and very fortunate to have the experiences. But one thing I learned is that they put the item in your hand. They tell you to smile at the camera, hold the product near your face, and then magically they give you money afterwards. It's like, great, sweet thing. I take it. Pepsi. Call your boy. I've put enough enough of your swill into my body to ensure that I should probably. I remember there was a guy who tried, Michigan man, who tried to sue a Michigan brewery for him getting drunk and going home with another. And he went in front of the judge and he says, "I don't want compensation, financial compensation." And the judge says, "What do you want?" And he says, "Well, Your Honor, I would like them to give me a lifetime supply of their nectar." And he was laughed out the courtroom, but I thought that was funny. He wanted, in compensation for his pain and suffering, he wanted a lifetime supply of beer from that brewery.
You know what? There's worse ways to go.
That was a very funny situation. Oh, there it is. W. Be better. Jittlerless Energy brand Dragonade, Dub Sludge, and Galaxy. Is that Grenade, maybe?
Galaxy Grenade, probably.
So are they gummies? We'll find out about them. Yeah. Very good. You'll check them out. I'll check out W Energy. Make sure you check them out too, folks. We love our sponsors. Now,
once I have it all set up, there will be a code for our viewers and listeners to use to get discounts on.
Sweet. I like it. He had to block out the big black square here. Big black square.
So that cover in particular, there's only 10 copies of that worldwide, or there will be when they're printed. a friend of mine was doing a campaign where he had a limited edition cover, so I thought I'd try it with mine. Limited to 10 copies. It'll never get reprinted in comic form anywhere
He
else.
even covered up the ankle, so now it's like it's like approved for
Well,
everywhere now.
That's it.
It's literally Victorian era.
No ankles here. What you doing? Connecting cover set. Oh
yeah, that one was too rude for Kickstarter.
yeah, the connecting cover set. Man, looks great. Ash cans. You got a lot of stuff here, and
I'm a
here's
busy
some
man.
pencils. Yeah. Now, each ash can is black and white and 16 pages. Now,
Yeah.
if you're a fan of art, and when I was a kid, I remember they did this in the back of a book. They took the book and it showed the raw pencils. It was an older book. I can't remember what name the book was, but I thought it was awful. I'm like, ew, where are the colors? There was no writing. It was just they took the pages and showed them, and I was like, ew. So I put the book up. But every year I find myself going back to that comic book box and pulling that book out and kind of going back to that section with the pencils. And I found that every year I started to like the pencils.
Yeah.
It was weird. Every year I started to grow an appreciation for the raw pencils, and now to this date I'm like, oh shit, I like pencils. I I like to see the pencil art. I mean, maybe not over so much the comic, but those unwrapped comics that DC's doing, where they take those are like, they're expensive, but if it's an artist you like, pick it up. I got a Jim Lee one and someone else. I think it's Hubert Batman Unwrapped, where they took all the colors out. But this right here reminds me of it, and really fantastic pencil work there.
I like C pencils myself, and I think with things like this, especially in my work, I'm very sketchy at the pencil stage, and then when I come to lightbox it onto the finished paper, I'm very, very precise. So you can see two totally different worlds of artwork. One really sketchy and one really detailed. I've got one of the covers here. I draw everything on paper. I don't do anything digitally. So that's the cover to one of the winter specials.
Yeah, okay.
One.
Yeah, the ink work too on
there.
Yeah. I won't call him a friend, but I knew a guy who drew so hard he didn't have to ink. He didn't have to ink. His pencil lines were so dark and so like it. We didn't. I got a book from him. And he didn't even ink it because there was no use. The pencil was that dark already. Man, the ash can looks gorgeous. Good work on this one. Now the PDFs are there. Now, and the cool thing I tell everybody about, because the idea had someone write me from Indie Volt Radio. They said they ordered a book and their country would not. They sent it back. Their country. The way to avoid that, folks, because we got listeners from all over the globe on Indie Volt Radio. They're not listening right now because we're not live on Indie Volt Radio at this moment. But some countries will not allow things because they feel that it's too adult. Well, the way to avoid that, folks, for the most part, if you can, unless your country monitors your email, is to get the PDFs. Yeah. Because PDFs, think about it, there's no shipping, and it'll go right to your email box. So try that out, especially if you got a VPN. You got a VPN. I'm not telling you to be illegal and to go around the rules of your country. I'm just saying there are ways. I was able to see a couple movies on Netflix thanks to a VPN. Who used to be a sponsor of this show, but I'm not saying the name because they're not sponsors right now. So, but when they were sponsors and I used their service for free, I turned the VPN on, went to my a couple of my accounts, and the movies were different. The movie selections were different. So keep that in mind. You can get around certain things.
Just something you just said about shipping being expensive. It's actually not expensive to ship from the UK to the US.
Right. It's only on our side.
Yeah, it's on your side. It's something like $25, isn't it, to ship a comic?
Yeah.
Whereas for us to ship a comic, it's only about $5.50, something like that. It's not expensive at all.
No. They doubled their expenses from the UK. Careful, check that again, because after the new year, they upped their prices really badly. I've heard several creators about that already. Check it for real quick.
Right. Well,
you're doing great on this one.
Mail,
I think so. Yeah, like the UK really went up on their prices. So check for yourself.
They figured the Americans can do it. We can too.
Yeah.
I definitely did here.
Yeah. I know that everyone wants to complain about sending stuff to Australia. They was like, it's ridiculous. I can't send it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody find I can't do them. I'm spazzing on names now. Yeah. Find Kemosabe and tell them that we need to print in Australia, please. It gets really expensive. This book though, you got PDF options, folks. So make sure you take advantage of that if you're afraid of shipping.
On here as well, there's also the option, because I published all the other titles that go before this, these are all just winter specials. I've also got the first 3 issues of Jungle Captive and, this is them now. The first 3 issues of Jungle Captive, Model Behavior, and Vampocalypse. So people can get back issues as well. I've done a PDF set that includes everything I've done. Like it'll be all 17 comics on one file. That seems to be quite popular at the moment.
You've got the Shelby Robertson cover here.
It is, yeah. He did 2 covers, one topless and one in a bikini. So I got my colorist to do one colored as if it was daytime, and that one's the nighttime version.
Nice.
I like these two. I like these covers. These covers are, and I know you got the big one behind you. This one.
Yeah.
These covers are nice. I mean, even the cold ones are nice. Even the cold ones are nice. It Underglow Pop. I want to say Underground. Underglow Pop, which is Underglow Comics. That's your imprint, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So these are all the back issues. So for every issue I do, there's usually around 7 or 8 variant covers for each one.
I mean, it's a message you about.
Nice.
Everyone's got the different tastes, so it's difficult to get everything onto a Kickstarter now because I've published so many. So I've only put, I think, 2 of each. 2 variants of each comic on that Kickstarter in the add-on section, but I've got underglowcomics.com where people can go, and every variant's on there, all the original artwork's on there as well, and PDFs and everything. So if anyone wants to try underglowcomics.com and see what's on there,
I'm gonna make sure I save that too, because I've been trying to save more stuff so I can keep up, because I've been blamed for not keeping up with people. I'm like, oh, that's right, that is you, isn't it? I'm horrible. Sometimes I forget that Mike Jimmy does Life on Court.
Yeah, he does. He has the comics. That's the worst part.
Yeah. That is your book, isn't it? You did that. You're a smart guy. Yeah. You forget. You're like, oh, you're a smart guy. You did that. So yeah, it's really fun that we have all these different books that we can do, but we can look at it. But I think the Jungle Captive, Model Behavior, those are books that I would have enjoyed when I was, especially coming of age. There was a point where, what was it? World. They used to put the little flyer in the back of the Wizards, or different magazines that have comics in it. You can order. Was it Worlds of Westfield? Maybe, I'm not sure what it was called, but you could order these comics. But I remember they were really heavy into the Aspen, Chaos, Top Cow books. Not so much Aspen at that point, but it was Top Cow and Image, and it was the Bad Girl era books. And this pamphlet, you can just flip through them. And I remember just looking and thinking, how big are they drawing these boobs? And why do I like it so much? And just like that little flyer, this little brochure made me want to stop drawing, because these guys are drawing women that were just insanely beautiful. And I'm like, I can't draw girls like that. So I retreated to manga for like 5 years. Like, okay, I can't beat those guys. I'm gonna go do manga. I can do that. I can't do. And then eventually came back.
There's a skill in that as well. I can't draw Japanese style at all, so you've got a skill I haven't got.
For me, it was just finding artists that I liked, trying to emulate their style, and then taking out what I didn't like.
Yeah.
So the creator of Ranma, is that Rumiko Takahashi? Is that the thing? I think that's, or is that Sailor Moon? Is Nanako? Anyway, I can't pronounce all those names, but the Ranma creator, I really like the way the art looked. So I was like, I'm gonna emulate this, and then I like this way this person does eyes, and eventually I kind of got my own manga style, which kind of goes against manga. Anyway, John Celestri says that I'm offering PDF versions of Bloodwing Into Chronicles for overseas supporters who can't afford shipping costs. Yeah, and that's you can't afford shipping costs. Gary has a solution for you here, and he has a lot of PDFs. He is offering And then again, this campaign's got a lot of stuff in there. Go over there and check it out on Kickstarter from underglowcomics.com. You can go to underglowcomics.com and you can check it out there too. Can they order anything special over there? Maybe some t-shirts?
I don't do t-shirts yet, but it's all the original artwork is the main pull of the website because every page I've drawn is up for sale there. So
15,000 he's made. His goal was $676. He's made
well,
15 grand.
The goal being 676 is a bit of a ploy because it's always nice to know you got to your target really quickly. So my very first Kickstarter, I think, had a target of it's £500 in the UK.
Mhm.
So every Kickstarter I've done since has had the same start goal.
Okay.
I mean, if I made 500, if I only made $676, I'd be quite sad with the amount of time that's gone into it. But so that's not a real goal. But I don't have an actual goal. So as long as I'm making enough to pay rent, put food on the table for the kids, that's all that matters really. So that's just it doesn't really matter what that goal is. It could be anything.
And you got 6 days left to go. So you've got, not a lot of time, but enough time for people to go over there and check this out. Go over there and back it on Kickstarter. It's 3 specials: The Jungle Captive, Vampocalypse, and Model Behavior over on Kickstarter. We'll make sure the link is in the description of this video, and then of course you can go check it out. Oh, and it's in the chat. Sweet. So you guys are, thank you, appreciate it, and thanks to everyone in the chat too. I'm not at the chat. I'm on the page. I'm looking at the art because I'm 16 again.
I think me and you must be about the same age.
Yeah.
Last night, Mike Jimmy was up. He's like, I don't know why I'm up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then we were talking about shirts and how I'm wearing people's shirts now on my streams. And one of the guys was like, well, I'll just send you a medium then. I said, I can fit a medium, but my boobs are going to be like this. Like Jimmy's like, now I know why I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, mediums are.
Thank you.
Mediums are mediums. People don't fit mediums. Man, no, I remember I tried to fit a shirt that was way too small and did not work out well. Did not work out well at all.
No.
So
I got one more thing to share.
Sure.
So I've been working on the sponsor page. So here's the products. It is a powder, like an energy drink powder that you can do. So there's like a little starter pack you can get. They got clothing too.
Neat.
And controller skins and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And if you want to get something, type in Indie Volt and you'll get 10% off. All one word, all caps.
Sweet. That's easy to remember. And I can always use extra energy, especially when I'm up drawing comics late at night. It's very important to have that extra energy. And then go faint in the bed afterwards. You don't, like, marry an artist if you don't want to ever have to make this out of the bed, because sometimes we don't even get under the covers. We just fall on top of the bed. And yeah. I've gotten to the point, I've gotten so lazy about it, guys. I have a blanket that I just lay on top. I lay on top of me. So I lay on top of the blanket, the comforter, for another blanket. And it's my old Power Ranger blanket from when I was a kid. I'm like, give me that. I'm lazy.
Comfy.
Yeah. Coffee, energy drink, something, help me. So we did the show a little backward today. We did the show, we put all the comics up front. I figured now we can go into some of the questions that I have. I only have 2, so we may have a very quick show this morning, but I have 2 questions. And this one is for artists, and luckily we got people to draw all around us, so this is great. And this one is from Kaylin, K-A-L-E-N. Kaylin says, what would be the appropriate response if a YouTuber is using my art and tracing my art, claiming it to be theirs? They make several changes in Photoshop to my art, or they retrace it and put it up and claim it as their own. I've reached out to them through their YouTube channel and had no response. What should I do now? Man. And that's from Kaylin. Kaylin, I'm sorry that's happening to you. That's unfortunate. That definitely sucks. I would reach out to the artist again, maybe try to find their other social media channels. Don't put them on blast. Reach out to them personally. And
So all I gotta say about this is flat, and like the biggest flattery is impersonation. Like seriously, you're on the internet. Like if you put your things out freely, then people are gonna copy it. People are gonna like it. You do good art apparently, because otherwise they wouldn't trace it. And honestly, like if they still have to trace all your art in order to make it look nice, like they're learning. Like let them do their thing. You know, if they make money off of it, well, you know, who cares? You know, they're still not going to make as much as you do.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it'd be really sucky if someone made more money than you did on your art. But yeah,
a few people do, but you know,
would you? I would. I mean, again, I would keep reaching out and saying, "Hey, you know, this is really close to my piece." I appreciate you being inspired by me too, but you know, you're kind of close to what I did, and it's not paying homage. You're straight up, you know, jacking my stuff. Gary, how about you? What do you feel?
Yeah, I'd reach out, like I say, through the other social media things, something like Facebook, so you can see when they've read your message, so you know that it's not going to an inbox that they're not seeing. And then if you don't get a response, maybe report it to YouTube. It depends how many views they're getting on their videos. If they're only getting maybe 10, 15 views, who cares? I wouldn't bother.
Yeah.
It's not worth your time chasing it. But if they're getting hundreds of thousands of views, then they're earning money from your artwork doing that.
Yeah.
So that's different.
You know, the other thing too is that some people, I'll be honest with you, I mean, you might think, oh, this person is being a malicious person. They're doing this. They might not know. I remember talking to a guy about 15, 16 years ago, and he couldn't just not grasp the concept that he could not make an X-Men comic book on his own. I mean, he could make it, but he was not going to be able to print it with Marvel trade dress and you know, but he, in his mind, he had worked out the perfect X-Men story. He wanted to draw it, and he had the story, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do an X-Men comic. And I'm like, you know, it's like, oh, really, man? That's fantastic news. When do you start? I mean, you know, you got who you're working with, blah blah blah. He's like, oh, I'm just doing it. And now I had an artist I know. I don't know if I should say his name. We're friends, but I'm not sure if he'd want this out there. But his last name is very close to action. Very close to action. Missing a few letters though. So if you look at his name, you'll think it says action. Well, he made a black and white action, but it was his last name, comics. And he used Superman in the book. Now it was only an ash can, and it was also only to show that he could draw. So he would go to people at cons, hey, because it had in the back of the book had his contact information. It basically was a flyer or a business card. And he got away with it. Because it was, he made sure on the thing, this is not for sale. This is not for sale. Please do not buy, do not sell, you know, not for resale, you know, not for sale, not for resale. And I think that if anybody at Warner Brothers or DC would have gotten hold of it and said, we should sue, a lawyer would have said, well, he's not selling it. Yeah, he's just showing his artwork, that he could draw a Superman story. Maybe you guys should take one of these and put it in your Rolodex. You may have to call him at some point. Which is, you know, hey, go for the job you want. He didn't work for Superman. He didn't do any work for DC that I know of since. We haven't talked like 5-6 years, but he's a good guy. But he, you know, he got away with it. So, you know, maybe consider that to Kaylin, that trying to get your artwork taken down might be a lot harder. You know, you could link to it too. You could link to their drawing. I seen someone do that. The original artist linked to it and said, good work, you know, you're coming along nicely. After that, that artist stopped. That artist stopped emulating that artist because it was like, okay. Yeah. Lola, do you want to say anything about that? No? Got nothing. Huh? All right. The next one is and this one is this person put out a comic book in 2018. Okay, and it's full of cuss words. So I'm basically tell you guys what happened. This person's upset. They put out a comic in 2018. This comic did not sell well in 2018, so they basically sold all the books to a local shop of theirs. This person is now upset because when they walk in the local shop, the shop has their books up for $100 each. When he basically gave them all to him for $100. Is this unethical? Sure. But you sold them to the store. You got paid. You got your 100. You got your $107. Now
There's nothing he can do about it now. He sold them. Now, whatever that person does with them afterwards is what they do.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Now, $100 seems a bit more. I see one of my books up for $8 once. I was on cloud nine. $8? Really? I'll take it. Yeah. Like my book's worth $8. I want to raise the prices of mine over there. I didn't have that book anymore. I almost bought it. $8. I'll buy it for $8. Hey, that guy said a book for $8 when I bought it. I'm a sucker. Deal with it, says Cinco. Yeah, Marv's right. You got to deal with it. It sucks to see, but you know what, too? And this person didn't put the name in, but take a picture of it. Post it to your social media. Yeah. Hey, a book I did. You gotta learn how to turn lemons into lemonade. Just tell everybody, look, my book is out. It's $100. You know, you should get my stuff before it goes up. Look, you know. I had a gentleman sit next to me at a show, and he says to him, I think Mike Jimmy, I think you remember this, because I got really. And Gary, tell me if I was overreacting. First of all, this guy was very pompous next to me, very pompous about his art, and he told me, he told someone, yeah, man, buy my art now, and he had done some work for some smaller companies. Buy my art now, man. My art, my original art, it appreciates in value so fast, even I can't afford it. And he said it with a straight face. Wow. I was like, and I looked over and I'm like, he's not laughing. He's serious. I mean, like, he's lying his ass off, but he's serious. Like, he wants people to believe that. Like, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that sentence coming out of your mouth? Like, my art appreciates the value so fast that even I can't afford it.
It's been nice. I'd hold back half my artwork. I'd sell half of it at $100 a page, and then wait until they're worth $10,000 a page and sell the rest then.
Yeah.
It's been nice, but no, my original artwork doesn't sell particularly well, to be honest. The covers do. The actual interior pages rarely sell, and they're only $100 a page. So,
international flavor continues with Jake in the chat. Hey, Jake. Frog G says hi, Jake. Hey, Frog. So I seen Frog G earlier and say hello to you. Hello, Frog. How are you? I think that it's you know, like selling original art. Lola sold some of mine. Couldn't believe it. I was on cloud nine. The whole thing went for $400. It was a couple different things. My art was in there, and my art was what she priced it $400. And when I'm like, you got $400 for my art? I need a pair of boots. I need a pair. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Guys, so we have reached the end of today's show. It's only an hour long this morning because we don't have that many guests. So let's Mike, where can you be found it, sir?
You can find me on Indiegogo right now with Love and Cora 5 Tiny Travels. We will be launching next week with the ladies over at Rage and AVC. I'm always on Twitter at @and_ents, on Facebook as Mike Jimmy Lorcia the brand, which, you know, I'm everywhere. And of course, you know, as Fairies and Ents on Facebook as well. And yeah, coming out, say hi. I'm always open to questions, and otherwise I'm just working my ass off because that's what I do.
He does. He works hard. This man has plushies. Listen, don't try to outwork Mike Jimmy. Not gonna happen unless you've got like several. Unless you get like 2 more hours in your day.
There she is.
There's the plushies. Yeah, gorgeous plushies. Moves. It's got some movement in the ears. The wings gonna be moving.
I think Mike, Jimmy, and Max are battling. See who's gonna win.
Yeah, they're battling on see who's gonna be on top. Yeah. And Gary, where can you be found at, sir?
So underglowcomics.com. There's Underglow Comics on Facebook, Instagram. I've got a Patreon page as well, which I forgot to mention. It's only £3, like $4.50 a month. Patreon.com/Underglow Comics, where I post literally everything I draw. When I get new pages in from the colorist, everything goes up there before it's lettered, so people can see the full artwork. There's exclusive model behavior comics on there that haven't been published in paper form. Yeah, I'd say Patreon and Instagram are probably the places that I post the most.
Yeah, okay, sweet. We'll take a look. I'll make sure I follow it too because I want to follow your artwork. Indie Princess, anything you got, man?
There you go, guys. Linktree /indie_princess and a link to my wish list.
If you want to see her more scantily clothed, go to her wish list.
There's Mike on Twitter.
Thank you, my dude.
_ants. And thank you, Jake. And there's Gary on Twitter. Jake, you're going to get a wrench for that. I'll make sure. Unless you already have one. I can't tell.
No, he doesn't have one.
I'll make sure Jake gets a wrench.
To be honest, I don't really use Twitter, so if you want to reach out to me, Facebook or Instagram are probably the best places.
Yeah, you'll reach out for Twitter to him for 2 years.
I've not logged into it for over a year now.
You got all type of messages up there, all types.
Yeah, I should
check.
check.
Princess on Twitter. There she is. And yeah, guys, thanks for joining me. Really appreciate it. We'll be back Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Also, check out Pitches Be Crazy this weekend, Saturday at 2, hosted by Brandon.
We got 3 people going head-to-head on that one.
Oh, 3 what? Okay. On Pitches Be Crazy. Should be fun. Winner gets $50 that toward their campaign. It means Indie Vote will buy something from their campaign up to $50. So make sure you check that out. Been having a lot of fun with that show. It's been keeping me and Lola in the poorhouse. But we get good comics out of it, so you don't mind. It's funny, too, because I started realizing, where the hell are all these comics coming from? I didn't bag these, and I realized that show.
Well, I also back a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a super backer.
Yeah, it gets gotten to the point now where we can build a Gemini fort out of all the Gemini mailers. Like, I'm actually going to be going online and asking, does anybody need Gemini mailers? Like use ones. Like, does anybody, even the comic book stores, like, do you need these? Because they might need them because they do online orders. They might need them more than me, the used ones. Because when I send out books, I like to use a new one. Like, before we go off the air real quick, guys, if you get a used Gemini mailer in the mail of a book that you backed, would you be a little upset?
No.
No, as long as it's not
damaged.
I mean, I save mine up there as well, so.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll have to.
Yeah,
we'll open that up for debate on indievote.com or indievote on the Facebook. Would you get mad if you got a used Gemini mailer for a project in a project you back? That's it for us. I'll take us out of here, guys. Have a good one. See you soon.
Sure. See you later.
Yeah.